everyone. Well, here we are. We got 8 plates going this afternoon. We just went grabbed 2 more from the farm store, cut them, and got them all set to go in. This is a real simple operation. Just stainless steel rod and all PVC caps. And that's into the tube, ready to go. And that's all it takes. We'll be back later when we get it hooked up and get some juice in it and get ready to see what it does. Bye. Okay, here we are with the rebuilt 8 plate. And we're getting a little more sophisticated. Got some good size wire now, so it can draw a lot of amps when it needs to, or if it needs to. But we've learned a bunch of stuff, and we're going to try to put it to good use, and we'll go from there. We just took this battery off the big charger. It's got 1352. It's rested for about 30 minutes, close enough for what I want to do. So I'm going to start this, record everything. This is going to be with just plain tap water for now. I've learned that we've got to put distilled water in it because it can't have any impurities. I'm going to be using LYE for the whatever it is, electrolyte. There we go. And we're going to sneak up on it to find out what we're doing with the LYE as far as how we're producing gas. I've still got to make my bubbler and my measuring device, but for now we're just going to boil it with plain tap water and get all the impurities out and run it for probably 4 hours. I've got to put my temperature probe in the side. I got all my water measured out, and we're going to go from there. But I'm going to start this up right now, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. The amp meter says it's going down, or the voltmeter says it's going down. The amp meter, of course, ain't moving because there's nothing in there. But we're just going to let it cook. And it's, in fact, I'll get the stopwatch out so I can time it. And we'll start it. Let's see how much time goes by here. I want to run it about 4 hours and see how it does. And so far we haven't had a bubble come out yet. So we'll just mosey on along here and see how long it takes. And we're using a little juice. It's come down to 1347, so we come down a little bit, and it's still not showing, if at all, any juice being used. But that's what this is all about. Is just this is going to be the final push, if you will, before it goes in the vehicle. I've got some more ideas I've got to incorporate in it, but this will be the basic push, if you will, to put it in the car. I'll be back when we have some more results. Okay, here we go. Round number 2. We did just plain water, ran it for 15 minutes, got 0 bubbles. Wouldn't even come down into the tube. So we went up and put in 1/2 ounce of LYE. So we're going to start the clock over again. We got 13:31, and we're going to start the clock again and start our charge and see what 1/2 ounce of LYE does for us. Yeah, already the voltage dropped down and our amperage is reading. Let's see here what it is. Well, that looks like about 1 amp. So 1/2 ounce of LYE gave us, and you can see the gave us 1/2 ounce of LYE gave us 1 amp, and you can see the tube starting to go down, the air in the tube. So this is already interesting, not much, but a little interesting. So we're going to leave this run for a while and see how it does. I'll get back with you when we get some more results. Okay, this is the end of the first test. 15 minutes. The amperage never increased from 1 amp. I got a bubble once, somewhere between 23 and 31 seconds. It always varies a little bit, but one bubble. It's a pretty big bubble, but still, that's all we're getting. So now I'm going to add another 1/2 ounce of LYE and get back with you in a second. Okay, we just added another 1/2 ounce of LYE, and the amp draw is about just dead on 2 amps. And you can see coming down the tube the air, and it's only been 38 seconds, 40 seconds now since I started the bubbler going, or the machine going. So it's definitely an improvement. I'm hoping that this 15-minute run will show me a lot more bubbles coming from it. For that has now 1 full ounce of LYE to 64 ounces of water. There's the first bubble. It took 1 minute and 9 seconds to get down the tube. So, and there's another bubble. Ooh, we're getting a bubble every 5 minutes or 5 seconds. Hopefully this will get better now. All right, voltage started out at 1289 and currently is 1266. We're 1 minute 30 into the run, and we're getting much better bubbles. Shortly we'll catch up with whatever we need. I need to put, and this is one of my ideas, I need to put a screw, stainless steel screw, just about here. The water level is going to be about here, and stainless steel screw will be about here. The plates are about, or the top of the plates are somewhere right in here. And my theory is I will read the temperature with my trusty little meter and show what the temperature is after it runs for a while. And eventually I'm going to have a tube from down here in the bottom on a T that comes up to here with a piece of PV or a piece of plastic pipe or tubing, if you will, to show my water level above the plates. And I'm also going to use it for, put a T on the bottom here, I'm going to put another container with the electrolyte solution in a small pump for 12-volt pump for the windshield washers. And what I'm going to do there is transfer cooler liquid into the vessel and let that fluid cool off if I determine that the heat gets too high. And I think once it gets up around the boiling point, that is going to be too high. On the initial experiment with the soda, it got pretty hot. There was steam coming off the water when I took the top off. So it's something to be considered. Oh well, back to this experiment, and we're 3 minutes 30 in. And the amperage still looks like just it was 1.95 amps. I can't read that meter that accurately because it's only in 1 amp increments, but that'll be close enough for now. See you next fill up. Well, here we are back again. We ran the last one 25 minutes. Final amp draw was 1.9 amps. We started the voltage with 1288, and we got 1 bubble per second. Who cares? But we've added another ½ an ounce, and that brings us up to a 2% solution. So now we're going to see how we do with that. And let me get the ground hooked up here, and we'll take off. Okay, start the stopwatch. Okay. Voltage is going down. We started at 1288. Amp draw is about 2.5 amps. Wish I could get that a little clearer. And there's a bubble, there's a bubble, there's a bubble. Oh, our bubbles are starting to come up good shape, because those are big bubbles. Almost getting to be a point to where I can measure it, but that's, see if I can measure that. That's a bubble every 1.5 seconds. So, well, we'll let this run for 15 minutes to ½ an hour, and then we'll see about making some more advancements. Amperage is still 2.5 amps. Okay, next time. Okay, here we are back again. Another ½ an ounce went in. Battery voltage is 1272, and everything else is the same. So let's get to it. We'll hook it up and see what it is. We ended up drawing 2.9 amps at the end of the last run, and that was a 15-minute run. So let's see what we are now. Well, that looks like a little over 3. It's climbing still, 3.9, and that's a 2.8% solution. So that's that's almost 4 amps. The bubbler is still only about 1 volt a minute, but it'll probably come up, or 1 volt a second, I'm saying. I timed it out last time. It was 1 bubble every 1.25 seconds. You want to get really technical as far as technicality can get. So this time I'm going to count 10 seconds and see how many bubbles I get in 10 seconds. But I'm going to let it burn in a little bit more. Still looks like just smidgen under 4 amps. Okay, check back with you again when we add some more. Okay, here we are at the end of this. We've run 40 minutes. I've added something new. I've had to add the battery charger, because I happen to think this is an 8 cell, and it's supposed to be good for 14 volts. So I've got to come closer to 14 volts on this to find out what it's going to do. So I've added the charger, and we're let's see if I can get in close enough here. 13.6, and that seems to be holding. Our amperage is up just about 5 amps on the nose. And I'm getting 15 bubbles in 10 seconds, just for a measurement. Soon I'll have to get a liter measurement down here and go for that. But that's the way it is. I'm about to put another ½ ounce of LYE in, so we'll be back. Okay, here we are back in, another ½ ounce added. I haven't figured out the percentage. I have to go upstairs and get the computer up for that. Our battery voltage is just about peaked at 1424, which ought to be comparable to what's in the car. Now I've got to restart the machine here. Okay, that's ready for starting. And So I guess we're ready to rock and roll here. Okay. Like I said, the last one ran 40 minutes. We was at 5 amps at the very end. And the bubbles were 15 bubbles in 10 seconds. So it'll be a little bit better this time. Amperage is up to 6 amps. And our voltage is dropped already to 13.7. We'll see, we started at 1425 or thereabouts, so we'll see what it comes down to. See how close it is to a car. And we'll run this one for a while, because I want it to burn in really good. Stupid battery cable's right in the middle of my camera. So, well, we're down to 1361. See where it holds at. See how many bubbles we get per 10 seconds. Alright, get back when this is done. Hello everyone. Well, we added one more half ounce of stuff. Been running at about a minute now. And voltage is 1325. We're getting about 23 bubbles to 10 seconds. The amp draw is 6.5. And since you was here last, we added the new tube. That's the sight tube. It's also going to be my filling tube once it's in the car. And I started building a pop-off valve back there, but not all the parts fit correctly and it wouldn't hold air. So we're just going to run this for a while and see how everything works out and go from there. I'll get back with you before I shut this off, because hopefully this will come up a little higher. The highest I've had the temperature so far, 77 degrees. And I put in another half ounce of LYE. Brought the bubbles up a little bit, but I think it's going to have to start getting warmer before the bubbler really starts percolating a lot. But like I said, those are big bubbles, but who knows? We'll figure it out eventually. Next working project is going to be making the 1 liter bubble sampler, whatever it's called, so I can see how many seconds it takes to make a liter. Alright, bye-bye. Okay, here we are once again. It's been, last run I let it run 85 minutes. Temperature got to 98 degrees, amperage got up to 10 amps, and bubbles got 29 in 10 seconds. So that's almost 3 bubbles a second. That's starting to motivate right down the road. Like I say, they're big bubbles. So let's get started. It's got another half ounce of LYE in it, and we'll start cooking. Voltage was 1340. It's not what I'd like, but it's as good as it's going to get until I put it in the car. So, got to start the motor too. Okay, clock is running. And we're already drawing now about almost 11.5 amps. So we'll see what we get for bubbles. Those bubbles are looking huge. I'm going to have to get an aerator and put on it, because I think those bubbles are supposed to be small. But that'll come tomorrow, because I don't know where my aerator is. So that'll be all on this tonight. I think I'll just let this run and get it burned in. See what it says to do. Now this is not distilled water. This is still just tap water. So, but it does have the LYE in it, and that's what we're testing out. See how high the temperatures get. and I still don't like the voltage only being, well, now we're down to 12.6 and going down from there. I got to figure out a way to hold up to 14 volts to test this. I think the only way of doing that is to be in the car and have the engine running. Oh well. I will go upstairs and post this now. That'll probably be another hour before YouTube gets done with it. So I'll let you know what happens to this one when it gets done. Bye.